I can't hear anything in here. This
Testing. Testing one. Testing
testing.
one.
All right, I think we're live here. We're broadcasting today from Shepard Stadium, and I've got with me Glenn. The bib tournament starts tonight, isn't that right, Glenn?
Yeah, definitely. That's right. That's the 59th annual bib tournament, which starts tonight here at Shepard Stadium, live from Colonial Heights, Virginia. We have 8 teams. We have several teams that here is going to be here this year. And, we're looking for Chesterfield is looking for a repeat, but we want everyone here who's listening to us on WHAP Fox Sports Radio to listen tonight, starting at 6:15. Aaron Miles will be calling the game tonight. And we have a very good game lined up for you in each and every night here on WHAP. We will have the bib tournament, which will be broadcast at 6:30 as well as 8:30.
Is there any way to communicate with Stephanie to see how it's coming out over there right now?
Not right now. We're going to be broadcasting live. We're going to be broadcasting also on YouTube and through the internet. It's coming out real live right now, so we have no problem with any sound, any stations. If you're listening to Fox Sports Radio 1340, I know this is Speaking Truth to Power, Dr. Bennett. You have not got the wrong station. I know we're talking about sports in the middle of the day, but this is Speaking Truth to Power.
Sounds good, Glenn. I just tuned into our telephone thing that can telephone number. The telephone number people can give so they can listen to this. You can tell your relatives they can listen to this anywhere in the state is 641-552-5316. This is exciting. This year we're going to have. It sounds like we're having the best sound we've ever had, Glenn.
Yeah, it's the best sound that we ever had. I worked all year on the sound. You had a little arguments with you about the sound, and so we're working on to make sure the sound when we broadcast live from games is the best quality sound we can give. We'll be doing the bib tournament this month, and we'll be doing Hopewell High School football here in September all the way through November. If you're a business out there and you're in the Hopewell Tri-City area and you want to advertise with WHAP during Hopewell football season, just give me a call, 804-833-8067. That's right, Glenn Thomas there to help broadcast high school football throughout the Tri-City area.
Glenn Thomas, you're my famous. We made you famous. My famous liberal Democrat on the station here.
Nah, Bill Bowman's the famous one. I'm nobody.
Oh, Bill is the famous Democrat.
I didn't say he was a Democrat. I just said he's famous.
Well, we have some interesting broadcasters, and we're going to feature them on our talk show today. This is Speaking Truth to Power. This is your host, Charles Bennett. We're all the way in. We're doing a remote from Shepard Stadium in Colonial Heights. I think it'd be nice to tell people how in the world to get here. I know the first time I came, it was just really difficult for me to find the place. But you come from Hopewell, you come all the way across in front of the mall to the boulevard, to Jeff Davis Highway. Then you turn left. You go down about a mile, and you'll see it used to be the old Toyota dealership, I think. You make a right-hand turn.
Make a right-hand turn on Roanoke Avenue, Roanoke Street.
Roanoke Street, and you just come right here to the stadium. And I don't think they charge that much money for this event. I'm not sure how much it is.
It's a good event for the whole family. Not much charge at all. You can come out. This tournament is sponsored by the Optimist Club of Colonial Heights, Colonial Heights Optimist Club, and you come on out and watch some good baseball. We had some great baseball last year. Many people in the Tri-City area and throughout the country have played in the bib tournament.
Yeah, Kirk Cox, you were saying, all 4 of his sons played in. Oh, yes. That's what did the commercial say that?
Senator Kirk Cox and all 4 of his sons played it here in the bib tournament. So we have local officials, city officials, and state officials who have played in the bib tournament throughout this Tri-City area. We also have some great sponsors: Bank of Southside, Bank of McKinney. We have Saucy's Walk Up, which is a great sponsor. We have Base Dentistry, which is also a great sponsor. We have Saucy's Walk Up down in Petersburg, right there, which is another great sponsor. So we have a lot of great sponsors who have been sponsoring this bib tournament and this year to come out. And we need you, of the fans and the listeners, to come out to the bib and support these young men as they play here.
A lot of people don't realize. I never realized this was happening every year until we started broadcasting on WHAP. But hey, here's the thing: there's 16 teams, or 32 teams.
32 teams.
32 teams. That's a lot of teams coming here. 32 teams from all over the state. The Chesapeake Little Leaguers will be here.
Yeah, we got Chesapeake. We have Windsor. We have Suffolk and Southampton. 2 teams for Chesterfield. Prince George team. We have a team from Matoke. A couple teams from Dinwiddie. That all will be playing here in this tournament this year.
And these guys compete, man. And this park is laid out. It's regularly a full-fledged baseball field here. I think it's 336 feet.
Left field.
And the right field is 335. Center field's 374.
Yeah, 374. If you get it out of center field, you really jack the ball out there to get it to take it to the center field.
And we have Bill Bowman here. He's running our commercials today. Now, several nights this week, we're going to only have one announcer. It's hard to find people that can, a couple of announcers that can sit side by side and do this for the first couple of nights. But next week we're going to have double announcers. But the first announcer, the guy's just doing one announcer. He's going to have to do the announcing and play the commercials and do it all. But to give you an idea of what we've been able to do this year, I told Bill, see if you can pull up ad number 15. And let's play Kirk Cox, because I think this really is indicative of what this is all about. Listen to this ad.
Kirk Cox, delegate for the 66th Legislative District and Virginia House of Representatives Majority Leader, is a proud supporter and sponsor of the 59th Bib Tournament. Delegate Kirk Cox believes in conservative principles and family values. He is a strong supporter of youth sports, having coached youth baseball teams for many years. He played in the Bib tournament, and so did his 4 sons. He sees sports participation as an aid to character and competitive development of today's youth. He wishes all the teams in this tournament good luck.
That's Kirk Cox there. He's wishing everyone here good luck, and as a good senator that he is. He's coming here and support, and his family was also, like I said, we said earlier, also participated in the bib tournament, and we just need to citizens of Colonial Heights, citizens of Disputana, citizens of Prince George to come out and support this local baseball. Good event for the whole family tonight.
And there are people from all over the state coming in on this. So
yeah, all over the state, and then people from all over the state. If you're not able to come in, you can listen to it on Fox Sports Radio 1340 AM. Just click the right-hand button that says "Listen Live," and you'll be able to listen to the whole game.
We have quite a few sponsors. Colonial Heights Parks and Recreation, they always sponsor this in a big way. Of course, they help with this. I think their headquarters is here. This is some of their offices are right underneath where we're sitting in the booth. But you've got Keystone Tractor, Saucy's Walk Up. Now, in the Saucy's commercial, I've not been there, but they say that's rated as one of the best restaurants on the East Coast or something.
Yeah, Saucy's Walk Up. I've been there years. They took an old shed. Now they have their building. When they first started, it was an old shed right down there by, I'm not going to give them a plug, but they're not on one of our sponsors, S&S Tire in Petersburg. Right across the street there. And you can get you some nice pulled chicken, some pulled pork, good barbecue, whatever you want there. And now they have built a nice facility there also right across the street in downtown Petersburg, where there's very good food there, and the owners are nice. The decor is nice. The AC blows nice and cold on a hot summer day, and you can have a nice relaxing drink if you want to, and some good barbecue.
Broadway Barbershop is a great sponsor this year. This is one of Bill Bowman's accounts, and he's a proud supporter of WHAP, but also of the bib tournament. He actually gives a shave and a haircut for 2 bits. I mean, I don't know if that's $2,000 or what, but he really gives shaves. You know, I think I want to go in there. He gives a shave and a head massage or something. It's like going back to the 50s. Colonial Heights Parks and Recreation have a second commercial. You'll be listening to that throughout the games. South Park Carpet, the great supporter. Then we've got Bank of McKinney, and a lot of these advertisers with WHAP, they're advertising. They specifically only advertise. Excuse me. Some of the bib guys only advertise in the bib tournament because they actually played in it when they were young, or someone in the bank there, some executive played in this tournament. The people seem to be attached to it. We've got Family Eye Care with Dr. Gilbert and Farley. Jerry's Burger Spot, that's a great place to go. Colonial Heights Italian Pizza, one of Floyd Henderson's accounts, and they're advertising every year on this. Dr. Bates Dentistry, I remember he advertised last year. I think he's connected somehow with this bib tournament. Stroh-Steiner Chevrolet always supports anything in the community like this. Then we've got Bank of Southside Virginia. Several banks. We've got the Fort Lee Federal Credit Union, Bank of Southside, Bank of McKinney, and then we've got Kirk Cox. We've already played his ad. We've got Colonial Heights Veterinarian Hospital. That's one of Win Hasty's accounts. He plays music for us on Tuesdays, and I think Win Hasty's going to be calling some of the games. Is that right?
He'll be calling some of the games next week. Next week here at the bib tournament.
We have a new advertiser, McRae Electrical Company. They're out on 460, sort of down the street from the big Walmart distribution place out there. McRae Electrical is big. I mean, quite a business over there. Martial Arts World.
Yeah, Martial Arts World right there in Hopewell, 30. Casey, right there on the corner of Oaklawn Boulevard, right there by Walgreens, cross street from Walgreens. Martial Arts World. They also have afternoon programs, which are classes are enrolling now for kids who are after school care. So it's better as alternative to daycare. So your kids just won't be sitting there drinking milk and cookies and eating drinking milk and eating cookies, but they can go ahead and be active, which this generation needs to be.
You know, you were there a couple of times, and they were on vacation or something. They weren't able to get back with you. And a guy from my church who is going right through the ranks with all those belts, you know, black belt, red belt, green belt, orange belt. I don't know all the kind of belts they have. But I was never one of those martial arts people. But his car, he had left his keys in his car. So he said, "Can you come down here?" And I said, "Yeah, just take my car home." His wife finally picked him up, but here's what I'm saying. When I walked in there, he said, "This is Pastor Bennett with he owns WHAP. You need to advertise on it." Well, I did not know you and Mandy had already been there talking to them, and she said, "Oh, we wanted to get back with you." Now that was like 2 nights ago, and they said, "Get the spot together, put it on the air. We want to be a part of this bib tournament," and they have a great business there, Glenn.
Great business. It's not only just the bib tournament they want to be a part of. They want to be part of WHAP and Fox Sports.
That's right.
Where we get a lot of businesses out there here in the Tri-City area. They get exposed to a lot of different listeners. Most people don't know that we have a listening audience, over 830,000 here in the Tri-City area, between the Tri-City and Richmond that we reach. We reach all the way up to New Kent County. We reach all the way close down to Emporia, down to Carson, going south, and we going up north, close down to a little past Richmond. And going out west, we can go all the way to Amelia. We go all the way to the edge of Amelia County off of Hall Street.
The potential listening audience is almost 1 million people.
Almost 1 million people.
Yeah, and it's amazing as I've traveled different parts of the area. You know, I used to go to I'd have to go 288 all the way around to 360, and then the Midlothian Turnpike, and then take a left and go out to Amelia County. And right there, I couldn't believe it. I was in my big old Colonial amusement rental truck, where we were taking the rides out to a Nazarene campgrounds out there in Amelia County. And when I was making that turn there, I'm still listening to WHAP all the way over here in Hopewell, and it was clear as crystal. I don't know how it does it. And there's some areas of Richmond that our station beams right into. Hull Street and Chippewa Parkway, we're beaming right into there. I think it's the way the W pattern, the way the pattern works, but we're all over the place. And like you said, we have something big to offer, and it's also baseball. Baltimore Orioles baseball
Baltimore Orioles baseball games, which is big to offer during the summer months. And we got something else big, and I'm going to break it here right now that we are now the new home of the Carolina Panthers.
Really?
The Super Bowl contender runner-ups. Carolina Panthers will be broadcast here on WHAP this year during the football season. So the Carolina Panthers will be here. So
wow.
If you want your businesses advertised during the Carolina Panthers game during the NFL season, WHAP once again has a new. The Carolina Panthers have a new home in Central Virginia.
That's big, and all of our advertisers, Baltimore Orioles is advertising Geico and Kentucky Fried Chicken and whatever, all sorts of places. The big boys, all these big national advertisers are right in there. And then here comes your ad. Here comes Broadway Barbershop.
Gunworks, who loves to be broadcasting the Baltimore Orioles game.
Absolutely. They love it. They really love it. And, Dance's Sporting Goods, all of our advertisers are put right into that. And what we do for the bib tournament, all the people that specifically advertise for this bib, we throw their commercials on for a half a month, and they're getting all the benefits of our station. We do that to give everybody the biggest bang we can for the buck. Well, I would say we'd go to some commercial breaks now. What do you think? We're going to play through some of these commercials. I think you'll like them, and you can, you that are listening can, think about going to these different places and participating. One commercial you're going to hear right after, I think it's the second commercial, will be Keystone Tractor. And I wish Bill Bowman could talk about that. He doesn't have a mic in his hand right now. But Bill Bowman is familiar with this place. And that's a tractor museum right here in this local area. A fantastic businessman put this thing together, and it's fantastic. That's commercial 3? No? 21. What is 21?
Fort Lee Credit Union.
Are you going to do Fort Lee Credit Union first?
Fort Lee Credit Union first.
Then maybe we'll throw on there this commercial tractor place. Okay, let's do Fort Lee Federal Credit Union. Bill, take us away.
Nowadays, life is so busy. You need the convenience of banking on your schedule, wherever you are. Full service online and mobile banking should come standard, without having to pay extra. I remember the days of the good old neighborhood bank, where everyone in the bank knew your name, knew your banking needs, and didn't charge an arm and a leg for their services. Wouldn't it be nice to find that today? Believe it or not, there's a community credit union that you can depend on for affordable products and service with a smile, a place and people with heart. And it is right here in the neighborhood. Come be a part of Fort Lee Federal Credit Union. We have heart. You can bank on it. Visit fortleecu.org to learn how you can become a member. Federally insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
USSSA stands for United States Specialty Sports Association, and Central Virginia USSSA Baseball goes all out to promote every phase of baseball for our youth. From information on tournaments to forms, rules, and regulations, information to contact umpires for your games or tournaments, even classified ads. For more information on how to get involved, call Rick Brockwell, the Virginia USSSA Baseball Director, at 731-0437, or visit them online at Central Virginia USSSABaseball.com.
The City of Colonial Heights 64th Annual Christmas Parade will be held Tuesday, December the 6th at 7 p.m. on the Boulevard. The longtime holiday tradition in Colonial Heights attracts thousands of participants and onlookers. For more information on how your business or organization can participate in this year's parade, call the Colonial Heights Recreation and Parks Department at 804-520-9390. The 2016 Colonial Heights Christmas Parade, bigger and better than ever.
Step back in time and experience the last century of agricultural heritage at Keystone Tractor Works Museum, 880 West Roslyn Road in Colonial Heights. See a showroom full of vintage tractors, trucks, and cars. Keystone Tractor Works Museum has one of the best gift shops on the East Coast. Museum hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, Sunday 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 524-0020. That's the Tractor Works Museum.
Hey, Glenn, who's the famous voice on that Fort Lee Federal Credit Union?
I don't know.
He's the one that played God, isn't he? Didn't he play
Morgan
God?
Freeman?
Morgan Freeman, man.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. He plays. He's the only black man I know that played God in The President.
Well, sometimes the presidents think they're God, like the liberal Democrats think Obama is, right?
Hey, speaking of President Obama, today's his birthday.
Well, we would say happy birthday if we were Democrats.
Sometimes it's nice to be nice.
Well, we'll say happy birthday. He is, after all, our president. So let me ask you this: this commercial for Fort Lee Federal Credit Union, they must have paid a pretty penny to get that man's voice on there. I mean, that is jacked up. That is fantastic. And one of their commercials talk about they can refinance your current car loan.
Yeah, Fort Lee Credit Union is a good place to bank, a good place to handle, and you don't have to be in the military neither.
Wow.
You're going to go to Fort Lee Credit Union. So it's one of those things that's here in the Tri-City area, right there off of Oakland Boulevard again, in Hopewell, that you can take a part in. So we have some of the key sponsors here in the city of Hopewell and the Tri-Cities that sponsor work with us, as well as the BIB tournament.
So this program is called Speaking Truth to Power. And I just don't know of anything better you can do for your kids than to get them involved in people like the martial arts world and the BIB tournament and all the activities of the Colonial Heights Parks and Recreation. And of course, there's Prince George Parks and Recreation, Hopewell Parks and Recreation. Get your kids involved. And this BIB tournament has done a lot for a lot of kids. They tell me, I'm not sure if it was Bill or who was telling me that Mickey Mantle used to throw out. Did he throw out the first pitch, or did he just come here to the games, or do you remember what he did? Huh? You weren't here? No, you weren't here, but you heard about it. I got these airplane headphones on, so I can't hardly hear anybody. But Mickey Mantle was involved in this, and there have been pro ball players come out of this little stadium here in Colonial Heights. It's called the Shepard Stadium. It'll be lit up tonight. Can you believe it? They've already turned the lights on. I think they're just testing right now. Yeah, they're testing the lights, making sure they're all, like they're supposed to be, and make sure there's no burned out bulbs. Colonial Heights goes all out for this BIB tournament, and BIB stands for Boys Invitational Baseball. I think that's what it's not international.
No, it's invitational. It's invitational baseball.
So we're sitting here in the booth broadcasting, and since we've got our remote fixed up, we would like to tell all of our advertisers we can come and do remotes from your place. If you want to sell cars or you want to promote your restaurant or whatever, we'll do it. We can do our program right from your restaurant and interview people right in your restaurant or right in your car dealership or place of business, and really get people to come in and say hello to you live on the air. I think it would be good if we cover a little bit of news today. Since I've got my liberal Democrat here, there's some crazy things going on. Were you shocked, Glenn, to hear about the $400 million ransom that was paid?
Yeah, I mean, it's shocked to hear about the $400 million ransom. $400 million can be used for a lot of different things to pay off a ransom.
Well, they said we owed the money from the Shah of Iran. Shah of Iran paid us the money, and then people overthrew his government. And I'm not sure we owed that money. And furthermore, why the rush to do it when these four guys, was it four guys or six guys?
I believe it was 6 guys.
Well, did you know that four of those guys had Muslim names? And now there are people thinking, I just thought, our guys just steered, went out too far, crossed a barrier, a line, an invisible line there in the water, and their boat messed up and they got stuck out there, and the Iranians picked them up and put guns up to their head, and, it made them a laughing stock of the world, and defamed us, put us down, put America down. And I just thought, this is a travesty of justice. Right at the same time, we were trying to give them $150 billion and give them the ability to make their nuclear weapons in a longer period of time than they would have if we hadn't done this deal. And so President Obama was in the midst of making all that. And the Iranians now, it seems like, apparently they said this, we're not going to do this deal unless you give us some earnest money. And they said, we can't legally. Now here's the situation. Legally, our president and State Department could not give them any money.
Well, what I'm
so
reading,
they gave it in secretively.
Nah,
They gave, yes, they did.
but what I'm reading
Because
now, a new report that just came out 54 minutes ago. New report that just came out from
Okay.
CNN News was that the Wall Street Journal got it wrong. It wasn't a ransom that President Obama paid. It was a 35-year court case
No,
in an international court.
we know that.
That
we
we
know
lost.
that.
So the payment was not because of President Obama. Had nothing to do with hostages. It was a payoff that happened 35 years ago in a court case that we, the United States, had not paid.
No, it was going through the Hague at the present time, but it did not have to be paid that day, except for the fact Iranians said, we're not releasing your guys if you don't pay us the money now. And it seems like our guys were put out there to be sacrificed. How do you get in a little raft away from a boat, so far away from a boat that our boat can't intervene? That is absolutely ludicrous. And when you think back on it now, it seems like it was a setup to put our president in a position where he had to give them that money. I am not sure how far and how bad this story is going to break, because Glenn, it is not right that our people, that we had to give Swiss francs and euros and some other denominations of money, and we had to circumvent our laws, which said we could not pay any. Forget the ransom part. We couldn't even give them any money because they were under sanctions.
Yeah, they was under sanctions. The sanctions were taking place because of what was going on. What happened back in, I believe, it was 1979.
But the sanctions weren't lifted.
Sanctions wasn't lifted, but
But you can't legally give that money.
we did. The thing was, they did give it to him. I know, Bill, I could use $400 million and do a lot of different things with it within the community. The city of Colonial Heights, the city of Hopewell, Petersburg, Chesterfield could have used
$400 million.
$400 million.
$400 million. We could have bought Chesterfield.
Yeah.
So
$400 million, that could have got me almost a pro team, right? The Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, I think so. You could have bought Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban tries to give himself to Hillary, then he tries to give himself to Trump, and then now he's for Hillary. And Mark Cuban's all over the map.
Well, he never really was a Trump supporter anyway. He told Trump if he wanted to deport him, make him vice president.
Yeah, right. That's right. So Mark Cuban is a bit of a joke, but nevertheless, you could buy his ball team, I think.
Now, the Dallas Mavericks are much more. It's worth more than $1 million. They just sold UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, for $4 billion. For a group up there. So
really,
yeah.
Well,
a lot of
I wish we had the ability to take phone calls. The only way I can take a phone call is if you call my number, and I don't want to give it out.
No, we're not. We're not giving numbers out. We're not gonna take any phone calls today. No, no phone calls today. We are live. Just hold your calls until tomorrow.
I tell you,
We're
tomorrow we'll be back in this station. We came here today to make sure everything was perfect for the bib, and it should be perfect tonight. We want everybody to listen. But tomorrow we'll take some phone calls and see if there's anyone that has attended or come out and seen the bib tournament before. We'll also like to hear from you if you played in the bib tournament. I think it'll be exciting and interesting. We're also going to be covering some of these stories.
Yeah, and we also may, and this week we may come up. I'm gonna come up with a contest that some listeners, if they come to the bib tournament and tell us the score of a game or tell us something key that happens in the game, they may be able to get a pair of Baltimore Orioles tickets for an upcoming game.
Wow, that'll be good.
Yeah.
So you can take if they got 4 tickets. Is it 2 tickets or 4 tickets?
It depends on who wins. We may have that discussion off air. Depends.
Sure.
But
See what they need.
See what they need. We'll give away a pair of tickets to the Baltimore Orioles.
If we
have to come to the bib game. Have to come to the bib tournament game, and have to be here present. Not necessarily you don't have to be present to win, but you have to come to the bib game.
Yeah, because you're going to ask them a question about what teams were playing last night or something.
Yeah, it's going to be a random question that would be associated with the bib tournament.
So the deal is, here's you've done it many times, because I know every time I need you on a weekend, you're up there at the ball games, you and Mike Knox.
Well,
no, but how does it work? So we order the tickets for the games that the people, you can actually order the tickets for the game you want or the time of year you want to do it.
And what I'm gonna tell them now is going to be the Baltimore Orioles versus the New York Yankees. Baltimore Orioles versus the New York Yankees on September the 2nd. That's a Friday night. September the 2nd. The Friday is a Friday night. Will be a Baltimore Orioles game versus the New York Yankees. A very high class game. But if you have to come to the bib tournament to be able to win, we may have something set up here where you can enter your name and hat and email address and be able to win a set of tickets, a pair of tickets to the New York Yankees versus the Baltimore Orioles.
That's a big game now. So tell me, how's Baltimore Orioles doing this year?
Yeah, Baltimore Orioles are doing well. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They just beat the beat the Cleveland Texas Rangers for a 3-game series. The Orioles they wrap up tonight with the Rangers. They wrap up tonight with the Rangers. Then they go on the road yet again. So they're in first place right now. 3 games lead over Toronto. Right now, if the playoffs ended today, the Baltimore Orioles would have home field advantage in the AL East. And this year, because of what happened in the All-Star game last month in San Diego, the Baltimore Orioles will have home field advantage if they make it to the World Series. And the way that is looking right now, we may have a I-95 World Series, which means we may have the Washington Nationals taking on the Baltimore Orioles if both teams could carry it all the way out.
Are you serious?
It's a possibility.
Wow. That would really bring a lot of business to Baltimore and DC, wouldn't it?
Yes, it will. That I-95.
That would reach down to Richmond too. People would stay in Richmond and go to that game.
People would stay all over the place to go to the game. Speaking of Richmond, we have the Washington Redskins, who one of our reporters, Anthony Raposa, who has been there all week, been there for the last 7 days. This is the 7th day of Washington Redskin camp, and the Washington Redskins trying to defend their NFC East championship, which they won last year. They got bumped out in the first round of the playoffs against the Green Bay Packers. But the Washington Redskins are here in Richmond on August the 13th is Fan Appreciation Day. So bring all the fans out. Want all the fans to come out, and there's a lot of new things to do at Bonds and Coors Training Center this year at the Redskin Park up there off Lee Street. You have amusement parks for kids, punt, pass, and kick for kids. You have a lot of food vendors. So go out and check out the Washington Redskins while they're here in Virginia. Not only the Washington Redskins will be here, but the Washington Wizards are returning to Richmond, Virginia in October as they do their training camp at VCU.
Wow. There's a piece of news here. I think we should, I'm going to tease them with this. The UN backs the secret Obama takeover of our police departments. I'm going to mention that when we get back from these commercial breaks, and these are some more commercials. I think Saucy's is going to come up right now, and Broadway Barber Shop, and Parks and Recreation, again, maybe we'll skip that since we just played it. South Park Carpet's coming up. Listen to the commercials and just picture this. These same commercials will be running right in the middle of the Baltimore Oriole ball games this month. So it's exciting for their local advertisers to be right in there with Geico. More after these messages.
Hi, Bill Bowman here with Tom McCormick, owner of Saucy's Walk Up in Petersburg. How long has Saucy's been open now, Tom?
Bill, 6 years. The walk-up shipping container opened in 2010, and the sit-down opened in 2015. I think for more information, Google us. We're rated the #1 restaurant within 20 miles of Petersburg. Southern Living Magazine says that we're the South's best butt. We're located at 257 East Bank Street in Petersburg, and we're open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. We also cater.
Looking for a barbershop that does old-fashioned shaves and haircuts? Look no further than the Broadway Barbershop, 224 North Main Street in Hopewell. Kenny and Keith do hot towel shaves using a straight razor. They shave around the ears and do shoulder massage. No appointment necessary, just walk on in. They're open Tuesday through Friday and the first Saturday of the month. Check them out on Facebook. Broadway Barbershop, 224 North Main Street in Hopewell. You'll not only look great when you leave, you'll feel great as well.
South Park Carpet Flooring Outlet and Chester Floors Superstore has the finest brands of carpet and vinyl flooring available. They offer warehouse prices to the public and have the largest selection of remnants for purchase. Expert installation, normally the next business day for both residential and commercial work. Call or visit South Park Carpet at 860 West Roslyn Road, off I-95 at exit 53 in Colonial Heights, Virginia. Call them at 804-520-2763 or 804-748-4990.
Bank of McKinney would like to wish all the teams participating in the tournament good luck and congratulations on all your hard work. Did you know Bank of McKinney now offers mobile banking? It's true. You can download the mobile banking app from Google Play or Apple iTunes. It offers all the convenient banking features you have come accustomed to with the Bank of McKinney. We are still local, now mobile, with locations in McKinney, Dinwiddie, Matulka, Colonial Heights, Prince George, Petersburg, and Chester. We are right around the corner. Bank of McKinney is committed to excellence, and they are here to make your banking experience hassle-free. Visit their website at www.bankofmckinney.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
And we're back. Glenn, Bank of McKinney is bigger than people think they are. Do you hear all those locations they have?
Yeah, Bank of McKinney's is all throughout the state, throughout the Tri-City area.
Just Tri-Cities banking, and they are quite a bank. South Park Carpet is right over here. I think it's right across from the mall.
Right down Conduit Avenue, I believe.
Yeah, Conduit, and they're big. I mean, they're really big, and they do this tournament every year, I think. So we have a story that I wanted to talk about a little bit. The UN backs a secret Obama takeover of local police. And what is that? I don't think he's really trying to take over the police overtly or whatever, and it's not like a covert operation, but there is much discussion of doing this, and the federal government has already been asked by several police departments or several cities to be more involved, and this, my friends, I don't think we really want to see. But if the local people don't get their act together, that's where we're going to end up, don't you think, Glenn?
Yeah, I think we might end up that way. But I mean, I hope not doing anytime soon. But I think, President Obama, a lot of things people are saying he's doing, I think he's, like I said earlier in one of the past shows, he's a lame duck. I think he's just counting his time to get out of office. I think he really wants to spend time with his family. His daughters are getting older. He wants to see one off to college and the other one's in high school and spend a little bit more time with his wife. I mean, you can just look at the man and tell that he's been stressed out through a lot. That he went from the way he's at. So I think he's at this point now. And most presidents on their last leg, he's ready to get out of office. He's been there 8 years. He's ready to get done. You got a lot of talk about if he could run one more time and do it one more time, he would do it. I mean, I just think that's people just talking and having conversations. This man does not want to be a president for another 4 years.
Well, when you can get $500,000 per speaking engagement, you don't have to be president, right?
Yeah, but it's not all about the money. I don't think it's all about the money with him. But if you gave me $500,000 for a speaking engagement, I'll take it too.
Well, it says here that there are certain cities. I think Detroit is one. I know Baltimore was listed, and Ferguson. You know, the trouble they had in Ferguson.
Yeah, I mean,
they've just about had to take over some of these areas because the confusion was so great, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can let's look at Baltimore. Even we go home, look what's happening in Norfolk now with the court case going down there in Portsmouth that may be over today and with police officers. But I mean, some of this thing you have where in police departments, and I want the listeners to understand, people are not just being. This is not a new thing for police officers to kill people in the middle of the streets, or to have a police officer accidentally kill some person. What's making it more prevalent now is the part of social media and TV and CNN that you can see it instantly, and then now people have the instant reaction to what's going on, and people can see it. And now that you can see it and you see different things, it makes that. Now, do we want the government to come in? No. Should there be a stipulation on a deeper background check on some police officers? I believe so. But I always said that background checks only catch people who have been caught doing something the first time. So if you've never been caught doing anything, the background check is not going to catch anything. But there should be a consequence or a training process that if someone is caught police brutality, whether it's against a man, a female, African American, black, white, whatever, and they find that police officer having aggressive attentions or attitudes towards criminals, he should be put in some kind of program, anger management or something, to help himself cope with the stressfulness of the job.
Well, you know, we had an incident yesterday where the police officer that did me so wrong over at Golden Corral here in Colonial Heights lifted me up so I'm on my tiptoes, and he's hollering all the way out of Golden Corral with handcuffs on me, my hands almost up equal to my head, and he's saying, "Quit resisting arrest, quit," saying it loudly, you know, just to shame me, just to embarrass me. And it was totally uncalled for, and it's illegal. It was not even legal what they had done in the first place, much less re-indicting me and then arresting me without telling me just to come in, because I sent my lawyer back in when they decided they didn't really want to try me in the lower court. They wanted to get me in the circuit court, so it make me pay more money. And anyway, I ended up winning the case big time against the Colonial Heights Police Department. But this officer had now he's a white officer, but he had lifted me up, and then he slammed me. When he was driving up to the stop sign leaving Golden Corral, you know, you come out of Golden Corral and you turn to the right. There's a stop sign at the top of the hill there. He slams on brakes to give me what's called the cage test. I didn't even know what it was called. I told my lawyer what happened, and my lawyer says, "Oh, that's the cage test." So what does that mean? They said they do that just to shut people up. I'm thinking that they did the cage test on that guy in Baltimore and killed him. I really believe that. I believe if you're turning a corner and you're forced off of your seat, and at the same moment they slam on brakes, then you're rolling down that side of the cage, because there was a cage in the middle of the back of the van, down the middle. So it had like two cages. They could put women on one side, men on the other, and the left side couldn't get to the right side. And they must have rolled that guy down there. They were only 10 or 15 blocks away from the police station, and yet it took them 30 minutes to get there. They were cage testing him all along. We're going to teach you a lesson, and they killed a guy.
Yeah, and it's a sad thing that they wasn't prosecuted in Baltimore, that all of them was acquitted. You know, but it was hard to prove, and we have a justice system that you have to be proven guilty by a reason. Have to be proven guilty by everybody
beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah, beyond a reasonable doubt, and there was reasonable doubt in this case because there was no video cameras in this van. There was no video cameras leading up to it. There was no body cameras on the police officers.
Exactly.
So there was reasonable doubt.
Exactly.
So
but I did have TV cameras on my first arrest, and so the whole thing was a farce. But then he takes and slams me up against the thing. He's telling me all the way out of Shoney's. He's saying, I mean, all the way out of Golden Corral. He's saying, quit resisting arrest. That's another ploy that the police use. That's corruption, you know. And I had never encountered anything like that in my life, except when I was originally arrested for video in a traffic stop right on the sidewalk here in Colonial Heights. I did nothing wrong, and they arrested me for obstruction of justice when I was 60 feet away from the car that they were stopping the traffic stop, and no police officers were even close to the sidewalk area, not at all. And so no possible definition of obstruction of justice could be pursued in my case. And when the judge saw the video of that, he slammed his gavel down and he says, "This preacher's not guilty of anything." So I got let off, totally let off and found not guilty. And then I sued the city of Colonial Heights and won. But the point is that even the city Commonwealth attorney here, Mr. Bray, he, in that blonde-headed prosecuting attorney that he let prosecute my case, they played absolutely dirty pool with me, and they first of all said, "We're going to null process this case because we want to try it in circuit court." You know, they could have tried it in general district court. It was all set up to be tried, and they said, "We're going to null process this so we can take it up to circuit court. We're going to re-indict him." And when they re-indicted me, they didn't tell me that I had been re-indicted. And so they came in and came rushing in. 3 officers came rushing into Golden Corral just to make me look stupid, and defame me as a pastor or whatever they wanted to do. And so all of these things add up, and that's why people are disgusted. And in the city of Colonial Heights, they were begging me, let's our insurance people are here. We want to pay you off. We don't want this to go to trial, because I would have won, but in Colonial Heights, I may have only won $1, because the Colonial Heights people love their police department. Yeah. And so these things happen. And I know I'm sitting in Colonial Heights today and we're at the bib tournament and all that, but the point is that what we're talking about here is that the federal government is going to step in and take over these departments. And I don't think it's going to become less corrupt when you've got FBI agent just this past week that was dead. Did you hear about that, Glenn?
No, I never heard about that one.
Well, the FBI agent was dead in 2007, killed in a altercation. He was FBI agent, and he got killed, and he was listed as a hero on the FBI's list, the wall of heroes for the FBI. They catch him with a gun that had never had a serial number printed on the gun.
Oh, wow.
And he was alive. He was alive. Guess where he was?
Where?
He was in Trump's tower, sneaking around, trying to get into Trump's tower in New York, and he had a gun that no one can get except FBI. They go to the manufacturer and they say, "We need some guns with no serial numbers," and so they can get those things. And the gun actually had a silencer on it. And this FBI agent that was dead in 2007, when they ran his prints, they found out he's not dead. They ran him twice because they said our system must have made a mistake. And it come to find out he was the dead FBI agent that was no longer dead. He's lurking around in the Trump Tower situation. And this is a travesty of justice. And yet the press is covering this thing up because he probably was an operative for the CIA. Well, what's he doing in Trump Tower? And the NSA arrests him and finds out what he's doing. I mean, these things keep happening. That's a crazy story, but it's wide open in the news.
Sound like an assassination attempt to me.
Yeah, it does. I mean, who can figure it out? I mean, Trump doesn't. They said Trump just didn't seem too bothered by it, but I would have been bothered by that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would have been bothered by that as well. But I guess it didn't matter to Trump, and doesn't matter to him. So guess what? It doesn't matter to too many other people as well.
Well, he was out of town. He wasn't even there, when it happened.
So that's why, to me, I don't think it's an assassination attempt. If someone is trying to assassinate you, at least have intel that you're going to be there, right, Bill? So it was an assassination attempt. Probably just a crazy FBI agent.
But we're living in very troublesome times, and I just want to say, Hopewell should have never hired the police officer here from Colonial Heights, because he did something else, and I'm not even going to talk about on the air, that was absolutely wrong. Morally wrong. Did something very bad when he was arresting me, and these things ought not to be. But it goes back to, they don't research the people. Hopewell obviously never checked that aspect of what happened, and they just took his explanation for it. When I'm a pastor 38 years in Hopewell, the chief or somebody should have at least said, Pastor Bennett, what do you know about this situation? Because it's on his record. It's on their record, and they were charged and they lost the case, and the insurance for the thing is, it cost me $20,000 to defend myself against their illegal arrest, and then it cost me another bunch of money to get an attorney to sue the city. That cost me bucket loads of money, but the police officers can do whatever they want to, and the insurance of Colonial Heights paid me off. They paid me off, and it didn't cost the officers anything. Officers got nothing out of it. They didn't pay one plug nickel. But the officer that was messing with one of my friends over in Hopewell, when we were videoing what he was saying and doing over in Hopewell, he goes, I'm the one that arrested you. He hung his head a little bit. But these things ought not to be, and we ought not to be hiring people that have these kind of records and these kind of situations in our local towns. And if we keep doing these things, the federal government will take us over. What do you think about that? Don't you see it coming, Glenn?
It could be martial law, as you say. The federal one military, one police.
Not really martial law.
Not really, but you have the government start to. It's a startup, because when the government start taking over your military, your police force, and everybody runs by the government, now you have one police force, and I would be calling the National Guard or the military.
That's what Daniel Ortega did in Nicaragua. Now he cannot be voted out. He replaced all the justices, and the judicial system is all run by Sandinistas, and they do what he tells them. And he walks into their Congress and he says, I'm going to do this. Anybody have an objection? And everybody keeps their hand. How many are in favor of it? They all raise their hands, because if they don't, the alternative is not very good.
Nobody wants that alternative.
Well, let's take another commercial break. Let's see what we've got coming up. We've got number 8, 9, and 10, and we'll do 11. We go from Family Eye Care, Jerry's Burger Spot. That's a great burger place. Colonial Heights Italian Pizza, and Dr. Bates.
Family Eye Care, full eye health exams, glasses and contact lenses. Offering their services are optometrists Dr. Lowell Gilbert, Dr. Gary Farley, and Dr. Megan Parker. Family Eye Care, located at 3731A Boulevard in Colonial Heights. Call 526-3676. That's 526-3676. Wishing the best to the boys in this year's bib tournament. Go get them, fellas.
Jerry's Burger Spot has all your Friday night tailgating favorites. From their never frozen burger, fresh cut fries, ice cream, and milkshakes. Jerry's Burger Spot offers the best lunch, and if you desire a fresh handmade burger or some delicious ice cream like Mom used to make, stop by Jerry's Burger Spot at 3815 Jefferson Park Road, Prince George, Virginia, right off 36 near Fort Lee. Jerry's Burger Spot. Remember when.
Colonial Italian Restaurant and Pizza, located in the Dunlop Village Shopping Center, where Food Line is in Colonial Heights. Colonial Italian features luncheon specials, nightly specials, open every day, entertainment on weekends, mixed drinks too. Taste their pizza and pasta, chicken, veal, and seafood. Great salads. Call 520-5555 for carryout. That's Colonial Italian Restaurant, Colonial Heights, party room available.
Teeth giving you trouble?
Boy, am I tired of eating soup.
You need to see a good dentist. Richard W. Bates in Colonial Heights. Dr. Bates has been in practice for 28 years, treating all his patients like family. If your needs are simple checkups or major dental work like crowns, implants, or dentures, Dr. Bates can do the job and do it properly. Remember, whatever your dental needs, contact Dr. Richard W. Bates, 3610 Boulevard in Colonial Heights. You may never have to eat soup again.
And that's Bill Bowman and is that your granddaughter? Her voice is cute on there. You may never have to eat soup again. So that's Bill Bowman's voice, and the Bowman body is here turning the commercials like he always does for us over there at the station. Tomorrow we're going to have phone calls calling in. And tonight, Glenn, bring people up to date. What's going to happen here at Shepard Stadium?
Tonight at 6:30 at Shepard Stadium will be the first. We'll kick off the 59th annual Boys Invitational Baseball Tournament, which we know here in the Tri-City area as the Bib Tournament. The Bib Tournament will kick off tonight at 6:30. Then we'll come back. Also have a game at 8:30 tonight. So if you try to listen to the Baltimore Orioles, they will not be on tonight because we are taking over. The Bib Tournament is taking over the station for the next couple of nights here in the Tri-City area. We have games tomorrow night as well, starting at 6:30. We have games Saturday night starting at 6:30, and they also have an 8:30 game as well. Sunday we're off, and we'll pick up the games again on Monday with the Bib Tournament. We're running the Bib Tournament all the way till August 13th, where the championship game will be here starting at 8:30 at night. Will be the championship game. It's the semifinal game, or the consolation round, will start at 6:30. So the Bib Tournament will be here starting tonight. Please, ma'am, please, sir, bring your children out. Enjoy the atmosphere. The cost is great for the whole family, and you can enjoy an evening of great baseball.
And it's not too hot tonight. I mean, tonight is perfect. I mean, it's really perfect. And this rest of the week, I think, is going to be really good. Tell me, there's a rain date? Is there any rain date? Will Sunday be a rain date? Or?
Sunday will be a rain date if it rains. Thursday will be a rain. Next Thursday will be a rain date if it rains. But we don't expect any rain here in the forecast because the weather looks good. Thanks to Bill Bowman giving us the update every morning. Him and Floyd Henderson, which you can listen to Floyd every morning from 6 to 8. You can listen to listen to Floyd. Listen to Win every morning from 6 to 8, and Floyd from 8 to 10 every morning on WHAP.
So tell me again, did I hear it right? Are there 3 games played tonight or 2?
It's 2 games played tonight. You have 2 games tonight. One at 6:30. The first game will be here tonight at 6:30, and the second game will tick off at 8:30.
So every night it's just 2 games.
Every night it's just 2 games.
And on Saturday?
On Saturday, you have 2 games as well. You have a 6:30 game and an 8:30 game.
Okay, so 6:30 and 8:30 every single night from now till next Thursday. Except Thursday. Next Thursday, they're going to play 2 games.
Next Thursday will also be 2 games, but you have the championship game, which will be on next
Friday. 2 teams are going to play, and then the winner of that team is going to sit out a game. The next 2 teams are going to that's it. So
that's it.
One of those teams is going to have to play twice in one night, right?
You're going to have a first place, second place game, and you're going to have a third and fourth place game.
Okay.
On next Saturday.
Well, it's going to be very, really nice out here, and if the weather is like it is, I remember last year it was hot as blazes a couple of nights, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be that way now. Seems like we videoed something out here. Did we video something out here, Bill? We videoed some sort of event out here or something with my cameras one time. I had a camera. I had Benny on first base. It was some sort of game that they were playing out here. I don't think it was Bib. It may have been the Bib tournament when Terry Sisiski, it was 7 or 8 years ago. I think we did do some of the games out here. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
but,
I got tonight's lineup. We have the CBC national team taking on the RVA Blue Sox.
All right, so where's CBC out of?
CBC's out of Chesterfield.
Chesterfield?
Out of Chief, and the RVA team, I believe, is out of Richmond.
Okay.
I will take on the Blue Sox. You have the Tidewater team tonight at 8:30. We'll take on Matoka. Those are the 2 games for tonight. Tomorrow night games, you have Southampton and Sussex, which have a combined team. Those are the people that you're rooting for. I will take on the Chester Little League team.
A combined team? What's that?
A combined team.
Combined team.
They combine together because Southampton is small, Sussex is small, and so they just put both.
They combined the team.
They combine the team together.
Oh, that's my Southampton High School, Southampton area.
So they combine the team together. You also have tomorrow night at 8:30 game. You have Stanton taking on Windsor, and then Saturday evening you have Dinwiddie National taking on the Hopewell team, and then we had the Colonial Heights to round the night out. You have the Colonial Heights Optimist team taking on the Prince George National team, and then on Monday night you have the CBC American team taking on Williamsburg, and then you have the Chester Reds taking on Dinwiddie America on Monday night at 8:30, and that will close out the first round of games.
Who won last year? Do you remember?
Yeah, we had the team that won last year was the Chesterfield team. I believe it was the CBC National team that won last year.
And Hopewell won. They came in second place in football. Hopewell High.
They came into. They went to the semifinals. Hopewell High School went to the semifinals last year in the state football tournament.
And who's? Do you know anything about the local high school baseball going? What's going on with that?
Well, you had Prince George who made it to the regional tournament this year. They only lost one game, which was to Matoaka. And so you have a very good wealth of baseball talent here in the Tri-City area. One of the biggest stars right now is Jackie Bradley from Prince George, who graduated from Prince George High School, who's playing for the Boston Red Sox now, who is currently third in the AL East, which is 3.5-4 games behind the Baltimore Orioles for first place.
All right. Well, we appreciate y'all listening to us babble like a brook and not have any phone calls today. But tomorrow, call in. Tell us what you think of this bib tournament. Want to know whatever history you know about it, and because we're going to be promoting that this week for sure in a big way. We'll also be covering some news tomorrow. Want your phone calls, and may write down the number so you have it tomorrow if you want, 458-9427. But we're not there to take your call today, but we are looking forward to seeing you. You're listening to Speaking Truth to Power with your host, Charles Bennett and Glenn Thomas. And Harry Clary will be back with us hopefully tomorrow. If not, he'll be back with us Monday. But we're looking forward to a great week next week, and hope to see you here at the bib tournament. We'll be coming out here for some of it, and we'll see how it all works. If the sound stays as clear as it is right now, we'll have people all over the whole area, because by the last game, when we start announcing that they can hear it on live stream, people get on their phones. You should see the phones light up here, and they start putting phone calls out everywhere. Grandma in Chicago and Pennsylvania and whoever. So our station is really reaching out for this bib tournament in a pretty big way. So until tomorrow, this is Pastor Bennett saying, never be afraid to step up and speak the truth. And your freedom of speech is about the only thing we've got that keeps us in this nation from being absolutely run over by treasonous people that want to just take all the power and suck all the air out of the room. The elitists should not rule this world, and you've got to stand up to them or they will take you over. So until tomorrow, speak the truth to power. God bless you.